I am so done with Reverse 1999, and honestly, I wasn't really too fond of this game from the very start, due to a lack of British anime waifus, which it seemed like this game originally was advertising to have. Like, all the initial trailers depicted a Victorian London setting similar to the anime Princess Principal. Therefore, I think it was reasonable for me to assume that majority of the cast would be made up of British anime girls, and as someone who is a huge aficionado of British girls provided they are anime, this made me insanely hyped for this game. However, as I said in my initial first impressions video on Reverse 1999, unfortunately I obtained 0 British anime waifus on my account, which honestly put me in a bad mood for the rest of my week. So when I saw the announcement for Melania, I felt relieved, as it seemed like finally this game was giving us a classic British anime waifu we can all like. So naturally, when Melania released, I made sure to get all 5 of them. But then when I went to level her up, I realized she had no British accent. Like, here is her voice.
何か用？申し訳ないけど、あなたの訪問は計画外の事項だから、少し慌てちゃ。
And as someone who has lived in London before, I can assure you this is nowhere near close to a British accent, and I became skeptical of Melania in a major way. And sure enough, if you head over to her story, we see that Melania's location is marked as unsettled, and that she is on tour in Greater London in the UK, which implies she is a foreigner to the UK, which means Melania is not a British anime girl. And actually, if you do Google her most likely country of origin, so her full name is Melania Ramirez, we see that Melania is actually a proud Latinx woman who has a high probability at being from Spain or Portugal. And more depressingly, the United Kingdom doesn't even make the list of possible origin countries, while France does. And I also have to say that her personality doesn't come off as British-like at all to me. She has no wit, no charm, no class, doesn't talk about the weather a single time, and honestly, I would describe her personality as being woefully unhinged. Like in the event story, she is originally head of a security company, but decides that in order to get better at security, she needs to become a thief and start committing crimes on the daily. I mean, that's just psychotic behavior, not British-like at all. Anyways, I will say this event story I found to be a good bit better than the game's main story. Like, I would give the game's main story about a 3 out of 10, while this event I would give about a 6.5 out of 10, so this made me kind of question how the writing got a whole lot better all of a sudden. Well, come to find out, it's because the whole plot is massively plagiarized from a historical event called Theft of Julius Rimet Trophy. Like, if you read this Wikipedia article, you basically will spoil the entire plot of the event. And as a strong advocate against plagiarism in media, I just can't, in good moral compass, keep playing this game, so this is yet another reason for my departure as a time traveler. Like, even Pickles was a real-life dog that this game is taking the likeness of without the dog's consent. Anyways, the very last reason I will be quitting this game is that the time travelers I have on my account, the time traveler, That's awesome, no one asked. Anyways, the time travelers I have on my account are just all way too powerful. And I feel like I made the game way too easy by getting multiple portraits. Okay, you deranged psychotic Latinx hoe, I said nobody asked. I lost my train of thought here. Yeah, game is too easy now that I have max portrayed out time travelers, and I think that is everything I wanted to say. Anyways, as for my final score for Reverse 1999 before I uninstall and retire myself as a time traveler, I think I will give this game a 3, let's go with a 3.7 out of 10.